Ayo, we are Coverrun and welcome to our studio, which is currently under construction.
And today we're gonna show you how we made some of our recent tracks and remixes. Gonna take you behind the scenes of our creative process and gonna show you how we are doing things right now on our latest projects. Kicking it off today with the remix we did for our German friends Gigo'N'Migo, Shootingstars. And how did we get to make this remix?
Yeah, basically, Johannes from Gigo'N'Migo sent us the vocals and the stems, and we started working on the project. And we kind of knew from the start that we want to do it in the housey version, with that vibe that's cool housey. So we started 3 or 4 versions where we didn't get to the point where we say this is it. And I think 3 days before deadline, we came up with this idea, which is now the version that you hear on Spotify. And that's basically how we made the track and where the innovation came from it.
Yeah, maybe we should kick it off by showing you. I kind of sorted the project, as you can see, kicks, percussion, FX, vocals, bass synths, and I added the category muted sounds, where we're gonna show you some different versions how the track would have sounded if we hadn't had the idea we had with this arpeggiated Eric Price synthesizer vibes. Let's kick it off. Basically, to start with to kick it off with the kick, we I'm a fun machine. To kick it off with the kick, we used in this project the Kick 2 plugin, which is a plugin we really like doing our kicks with. And yeah, there's nothing special. We have 2 kicks, one for the intro and one for the drop, one for the middle part. Oh, sorry, we have 3 kicks. To continue with some percussion stuff, we kept it real simple. When you listen to the drop, here's this classic house groovy vibe, which is really cool in our opinion.
But basically, with percussion, it's one of the most important parts of the track, because it gets you into the vibe that you want the track to be. So if you don't have the right percussion, it won't sound like you want it to sound.
Yeah. Here in this project, we worked a lot with splice samples. I think everyone is doing nowadays, and we really like it. You kind of love these Bob Sinclair drum loops, and I think we have in nearly every project some of the Bob Sinclair packs. But yeah, very simple, as we said. In the second part of the drop, we added some more percussion to keep it fast going, as you can hear. But real simple housey grooves. Yeah, let's continue on with some stuff we did on the FX. We also used some splice sounds, but what was really nice, and I really appreciate that we got this sound from Gigo'N'Migo. If you listen to it here,
you have the reverb.
It's this little pad in it gives it a kind of special vibe, and I think that's a really nice thing, because in the intro you can hear it, and it fills the room. And if you listen closely, you hear this in the back, and it's filling up the room, which is kind of important to fill the track, to have something behind. To continue with the vocals, I think the vocals in this track are very special.
Yeah, they are great. It's such a pop vibe.
Yeah, and
of vocal.
The singer is very talented. I really like this. It's
maybe you recognize his voice.
Yeah, from other songs. But we got this clear vocal, and this is also an reason we did this track, because the vocal was so good. We have our fist raised up to the sky tonight. Also treated very nicely. Maybe you should know to power up in the second, to power the track up in the second break. We can't be stopped. We loop this one and put it down. Put I think a filter on it.
It's a high cut.
Yeah, a high cut on it, and.
But it keeps you going. Like before the drop, you get like the vibe
but at the same time the refrain comes up one more time. As you can listen. We are like shooting stars. And if you listen to the whole track. We are like that's it. We didn't have done very much to the vocals because they were treated perfectly and fitted perfectly. So we just didn't a little bit of EQ, but not that much. To continue with the bass.
That's right. Yeah, basically it's a super easy bass line. We have like a laying bass in the first part of the track, and afterwards we have like a bit more ongoing, which is like a trick that we learned from Expo Academy, I think, which is basically that we get like the bass like from one octave to another, and it gets like
it always switches and it gives it more power because it
and you think like it's more playing vibe, and then you in the drop it's much more, it has much more energy than without it.
A simple bass line. Maybe if we just
and we have like a bass line which is like a little more synthy, but it's like if you hit a bass in general you get like
it's pumping and it's grooving. And maybe to understand why we're doing this, I think in this bass line it's just a straightforward notes, and if you listen to this, it's pumping, but it's not that energetic than this one. This one grooves much more, and this is why we are doing this, to kind of switch the pitch. Or is this right? I think. Continuing with the synths and instruments, maybe you should talk about the piano because you're the piano guy.
Yeah, actually, we from day one we use like this kind of piano, which is a contact plugin, which is the Giant, and normally we have the setting Giant Pop, which gives like the vibe of a big piano, grand piano, and I think it has like a super nice sound. And what I like about the contact plugin is basically that you can treat it that it sounds completely different. So if you choose the presets, it will sound like a more intimate piano or a big piano or chess piano. So that is really amazing with the plugin. So we use it a lot.
And they almost sound real, which is also a very good thing because we can't afford a real piano player, so this makes everything much easier.
Yeah, and then we have some plugs with like get like this soft touchy vibe in the intro.
And also maybe a little tip: always organize your projects.
Which we learn like.
We learned it the hard way, because if you work with some other guys or gotta send the track to mastering or mixing, it's much more easier if you name, as you can see, every single instrument and you get so much faster working. It's really crazy. We never did it. I think unless this project, but since then we do it everything and we get so much faster.
No, actually not we do it, you do it, because like I hate organizing projects. It's the same with my computer. This is why we use Julius' computer for this for this tutorial. The Julius is like really organized, which is amazing, like if you send it to mixing, but I think it's not that creative like I like it.
And yeah, let's continue with the synth.
Like a pad.
Or we always put some automation on it to make it sound different, to swing it along. And here's the second synth. Oh, it's a bass, but it's also a synth, which gives this pad vibes groove. And maybe the most important thing in the drop is this arpeggiated Eric Prydz sound, this which we made here. And if you take a listen, I think I used the same synth 2 times. One time normal, and the second time I kind of layered it. But if you take a listen, this sounds very straight, and if you take the second synth in the layer, it gets bigger at the end. Which is a nice trick and makes it kind of big. And I think when you look at it, we just took the chords, cut them, and used in the silent 1 section the arpeggiator. And I think this sound just is it is just from the arpeggiator, because if you switch it off to compare it, it's just the chords, and the arpeggiator makes here the whole magic. That's the thing.
Yeah, it's basically the project.
Yeah, maybe some interesting stuff. We promised you at the beginning that we're gonna show you the different versions we had planned for this remix, and I think, as you said, until 3 days before the deadline, we had nothing version. And had a string version, and
it's basically a sample.
We love working with samples. Where? Oh,
strings.
Exactly, and if you take a listen to it, it would have sound very differently. Not too bad, but we liked the other version much more. It's a little groovier in our opinion. We also tried putting the trumpets from the original track in. But it wouldn't fit. It would have been too much with the trumpets. Yeah, that's the actual thing we did. As you can see, it's very simple made. But I really like the track because it gets you this feeling, this sparkling, hands up.
Last track of the
track of the set, grande finale feeling, and this is why we love this, because it's a kind of happy, a little more progressive house song, and very nice thing in our opinion.
So thanks for tuning in. Hope you guys like it. Give us a like,
and don't forget to subscribe our channel. I think we're gonna do some more tutorials in the future, because we got some pretty exciting projects we're working on right now, and we also learned a lot of things we kind of wanted to show you, and we're excited about the future. So subscribe and see you next time.
Bye.